Hi, friends. Okay, so there it is in all of its glory. Um, okay, so let me start by saying if you've seen my story, it will tell you that my process of cutting my hair, I've cut my own hair for years, and part of my process is cut the hair, wear it for a day or two, see where it's heavy, see what feels different, see what's not laying right, and go through and chop little bits and pieces, or maybe alternate the entire haircut altogether. So, yesterday I wore my hair really wavy and fun and spunky, and it was a little more like what I was looking for, but I knew that I had to straighten it in order to see what my end result that I really wanted it to be. Moving forward, I will very rarely ever wear my hair straight like this, because it's just not my look that I'm going for almost ever. Sometimes when it's a lot shorter, I'll do straight, but when it's longer, I typically don't go the straight route because I don't know, it's just not edgy enough for me. So let's get into this current haircut and let's get into where I want to be moving forward. So, first off, if you end up seeing this video somewhere in the future and this is how you know me, I just cut like a ton of hair off. So, um, let's look at this. This is really long hair, and I literally had it attached right here. So some of you are gasping and wondering why in the hell I would ever do this. But let me tell you, if you're stuck on your long hair, it can be pretty empowering to go a little bit different. So, um, for people who have known me for years and years and years, you actually know me with shorter hair, so seeing me with longer hair the last 2 or 3 years is really strange and just an odd thing to see. So, but if I've become friends with you over the last 2 or 3 years and all you've known is my long hair, then this is definitely a shocker for you. So, yeah, the majority of my life I have always had shorter hair. So it's been very rare in my lifetime that I've had long hair. And just before I cut my hair this time, I cut 4 inches off about a week ago. And when I cut the 4 inches off, it was literally down to my belly button, which is just too much hair. Nobody should ever have that much hair. I'm just going to put that out there in the universe. Okay, so let's chat a little bit about my hair. So like I said, today I straightened it. I didn't use a straightening iron. I used this really large round brush and blow dryer, and just kind of kept drying like this and pulled up, in this way, kind of over directing it in order to give myself a little bit of body. This isn't my haircut, y'all. This is not my landing spot. This is pretty conservative for me, and it's not really where I want to be. So, although it's a lovely haircut, and I will say from cutting hair for 23 years professionally, I've been out of doing hair for several years now, but I still cut my family's hair and once in a blue moon, a family or a friend's hair. I have a lot of experience with cutting hair, and I will tell you that this haircut is not an easy haircut. And so to do it on myself, I'm like, damn, girl, you did pretty good. So I'll walk you through that. Now, you'll see that both sides are a little bit uneven, and I did want a little bit more of an asymmetrical cut, because like I said, I want something a little edgy. And so to have it be exactly the same length for me is not really what I want to see. So let me get into, I'm going to grab a mirror so that I can see in the mirror that's behind the phone what the back looks like, shall we? Okay. All right. So there's the back. Now I have a really, really difficult hairline. I have all these natural bumps and waves and growth patterns. If I were to pull all of this down, you can actually see it's significantly different here. Now, for my hair type, that's exactly how I have to cut it, because if I want it to lay appropriately and be straight across, I have to cut it in that way in order for it to line up. So if I were to go in and chop in my hair and pull it all down straight like this and chop it off, it will never, ever, ever, ever lay right for me. So that's something that I have to do. Okay, so let's look at the back of my hair. When you look at the back, I'll show you from the side. You can see right in here, there's this weight line here that I don't want. So probably when I go in and recut my hair, and I'm not going to do it probably for a few days because to be honest, it takes a ton of energy to cut my own hair. Like it takes everything out of me to cut my own hair. It's a lot of work. I may as well have done like a cardio workout for the last 45 minutes in cutting my own hair. I don't know why it just takes so much. But anyways, this weight line is not something that I want to keep or that is interesting to me. So what I want to actually do is I'll probably keep the majority of this. It may go a little bit shorter in the long run, but I actually don't mind the length of this right now. What I probably will do is bring it up so that the layers actually lay a little bit more starting up here. And takes this roundness, keeps that roundness in there, but is able to get rid of that weight line and just have a little bit more volume back there. Now, like I said, the majority of the time, what I'm going to end up doing is wearing my hair wavy and letting it dry a little bit more naturally. I might direct it a little bit in the beginning with a blow dryer, just to get the dampness out, and then let the rest of it dry naturally because my hair for ever and ever and ever was straight, but since having my kids has just gotten wavier and wavier as I've aged. So obviously it's all hormone driven. So if I get rid of that weight line there and it comes up more around there, if you're looking directly in the back, that probably is a little bit more of what I would like to wear. So in order for it to blend, I don't mind the length up here. But I may have to shorten that a little because once I get rid of the weight that's back here, I'm also going to have to lighten up the weight that's there. And that's going to look a little bit more like that. And so I will just continue to do that through the rest of the haircut. But still maintaining a little bit more of a bob look, a little bit more of an A-line bob look. So let's talk a little bit about the other side in the front. Same thing here. I'll end up obviously doing the same thing over here. And it's going to just give a little bit more dimension to the haircut. The haircut for me is just a little too sleek and conservative, I guess. So I'll do that. And I'll make another video or maybe just pictures depending on how the haircut comes out to show what that's going to look like. So if I'm looking from the front, it's going to be a little bit more like this, but then I've got this weight line right here that I also need to come out. That is going to have, this is a little too full in here for me. So once I get these layers up here, I'm going to take just a little bit more of this bulk out. I do want to maintain the roundness of it, and I do want it all to fall forward in an A-line type of way. And so it can be a little bit tricky in getting it to line up just right. Now, I can also achieve a little bit of the look that I'm going for if I just teased it well and, put a bunch of product in it. But I don't like product in my hair. I like it to be kind of smooth and soft, and I like to be able to run my hands through it through the day. So I would rather just cut and get rid of bulk and volume rather than have to deal with a bunch of product for myself. So this line will go up and change quite a bit. So now let's talk a little bit about the front. So as you can see, I do have that asymmetrical look this video is about to cut off for some of you. And if that's the case, depending on which social media I have you on, ask me about the rest of the video. Maybe I'll share it with you. Anyways, also the asymmetrical, which asymmetrical just means one side is shorter than the other, isn't quite right for me either. Although you can see it's definitely different and it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But considering the fact that this is a little bit more conservative than I'd want to be, then probably what I'll do is bring this line over here a little. I'll change that a little bit. And so what I will do is kind of keep this point here and probably cut this piece off right there so that the line here is a little bit more following the jawline. And then once I've done that, then I can bring all of this up a little bit more. Now, my right side of my hair is always much thinner than my left side of my hair. And so what I want to do is be sure that when I'm cutting it, I am keeping as much bulk, and actually probably more bulk. So I won't cut this side as short as I will cut this side. But the interesting thing is if I'm doing it right, it will look as though it lines up perfectly well. Also, this is where I have my part 99% of the time. So anyways, this is where I'm at right now. I will wear it wavy over the next couple days and post some pictures of what that looks like. And then, God, let me know if you have any questions. This has been a really fun project for me. Oh, the other thing I wanted to show you is underneath here, I have some shorter pieces. And I have that on both sides. And the reason why I have that is because when I had my hair longer, I was starting to feel like I just didn't have, like the length was pulling me down. And so I wanted to be sure that when like I had my hair up, hang on, Aiden. Okay. I gotta go. Anyways, I cut these pieces to shorten up for when I wore it. So I'm gonna have to grow those out. So let me know if you have any questions. Let me know how you think of my hair.